ほら、中世の貴族はお抱えの錬金術師で日夜金を作り出す研究をしてたって言うじゃない？
You know they never succeeded, right?
あれはただの金食い虫。
Ouch.
まあ騙した貴族たちの貯蓄を食いつぶして新しい技術を生み出したから無意味ではなかったけど、このマイセンももともとは金を作ると豪語した錬金術師が苦し紛れに生んだ時期なわけだし。
Alice ran a finger along the edge of the teacup in her hand.
はあ、錬金術師ほど当てにならないやつはいないってわけか。今じゃプラハの錬金術師は証券魔術師。
Oh,
エジプト
I
の方は
think the
兵
ones
器
in
作って
Egypt
る
are
って
the
話だ
Atlas
しね。
Institute. I think that's where we were.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Yeah. Not sure about the ones in Prague, though. That might be the Einsburns.
No, they're in Germany, aren't they?
Well, somewhere in German-speaking. I don't know exactly where the estate
Wait.
is.
Well, they don't speak German in Prague.
Oh, wait, where was Prague? Is that
Prague at this point in history is in Czechoslovakia.
Ah, I was thinking Austria, right.
Yeah, no, Prague is in Czechoslovakia. They speak Czech.
Ah, okay, they're Czech. Okay. Deal in security. I don't know if that's a reference to something else or not.
ええ、ちょっと期待してしまったけど、もともと私たちは現実社会と折り合いが悪いのよ。神秘に特化しすぎているから。ロンドンの名門になると家訓と授業は別物と割り切っていて、金融専門の弟子を取っているわ。
Wow, what are they just dropped out of magic altogether?
Huh. Who could that be referring to?
I don't think that's any of the clock tower lords or anything. Well, not any of the ones
噂
we
だけど、
know.
ある財閥の総帥は社員全員の血を吸って情報を共有するネットワークを作っている。
What?
Wow. That's how he made a magic internet, huh?
精神的につながった決して内部闘争しない紹介を作りたいからだったとか。
Excuse.
To get a lead in the market, he turned all his employees into vampiric thralls that couldn't oppose him.
Oh my god.
Wow.
極まってるな。要はそこまで徹底しないと魔術で
Yeah, I guess that's just what you gotta do, you know? You just gotta enthrall a bunch of people.
It's fine.
アリスのプロイで遊園地をやるのはどう？
Okay.
Soujuuro clapped his hands together in excitement. Yes, we can bring back Kitsyland.
それはいい。襲われるのはもうゴリゴリだけど、あの遊園地なら連日連夜大盛況だ。
Well,
私のプロイを見せ物にする気？
Yes.
They
are pretty whimsical.
To, you know, make people
で
happy
も
and
大
stuff.
受けよ絶対。ロボットって言い張ればみんな騙されるし。
I mean,
却下
probably.
よ、青子。
Yeah.
この話、もう
Ouch.
一度したら絶好だから。
I don't know, Alice. It sounds like a good idea.
She doesn't like it.
本気で怒らせたか。だってさ、宗十郎、遊園地は諦めましょう。今度こそ友情を失っちゃうし。
I thought your idea was good. Aoko backed down after Alice's cold rejection of the idea.
Ouch.
The small talk continued, but the girls grew more distant as they tried to avoid further conflict. Soujuuro looked at the two with a perplexed expression.
ちょっといいかな。今猛烈に気になったんだが。
Okay.
Is there?
何？
いや、青崎もアリスも遊園地で本気で殺し合っただろう。
And?
それなのにまだ友
So,
達だっ
how
た。
exactly are you still friends after that? Ow.
It was certainly a rude question to ask, but it was also an obvious thing to ask. Aoko and Alice looked at each other as they thought of the answer. Then, we were never friends in the first place. They stared at each other for about 2 seconds.
ギリギリあり？
It happens.
Yeah, you know, friends just try to kill each other sometimes.
True. I mean, that does happen.
I guess so.
まあギリギリ
These things happen.
Yeah. Wow. that's just normal for them.
That is... I mean, that's like verbatim a response that I use to random shit. Like, Alice, you're channeling me now. Stop that.
ありなんだ。
Yes, they do.
What do you mean they happen? Is this gonna happen again?
But have you never tried to kill a friend before? Dude, it happens all the time. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, just push Kinomi into traffic or something. See what happens.
I don't know. Find like a 4-year-old expired soda in your fridge and hand it to somebody. See if they die. Nobody did. It's fine. I may have done this on multiple occasions. Don't worry about it. I legitimately have a tin of shortbread cookies in there from like 6 years ago at Christmas.
Huh.
And they're still edible. They're fine.
Probably, maybe.
It's just that Christmas, my mom thought it was a really good idea to get like a couple of these tins just in general and then put another one in everybody's stocking.
Oh, jeez.
We had so many fucking shortbread cookies. I've been burned out on them ever since.
Oh, wow.
I still have like half of them left years later. It's a problem.
Oh, man.
Though their friendship was surprisingly lighthearted. It also seemed to be forged from bonds harder than steel.
Yeah.
I also discovered recently I have a like 2-year out-of-date bottle of soy sauce in my fridge.
Ew.
I mean, it was totally fine when I tried to use it the other day.
Oh, alright.
It's just I looked at the data and I'm like, oh, that's out of date. Whoopsie.
Well...
Their long and extended tea party had just started to get going when Soujuuro had to leave.
For work again?
He didn't really want to since he was enjoying himself, but he couldn't miss his part-time job.
2時間も話してたなんて珍しいわね。アリスもいつになく饒舌だったし。
Yeah, it's weird how much she talks when Soujuuro's around.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, compared to normal, yeah. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
成り行きよしずきくんがあれこれ青子に質問してあなたがそれを
You
私に
kept
向けてき
making
ただ
me
け
answer the questions.
ほんと私たちが一日何をしているのかなんて聞いても
I
仕方
think
がない
he's
わ
worried for your future.
いや、それがそうでもない。大変役に立ちました。
Do ya?
Soujuuro was carrying something down the hallway, ignoring Aoko's surprise. It was a large whiteboard, much like the one in the student council room. On the shiny new board was written, chores list. Mansion cleaning, first floor east wing only. Breakfast, dinner, cleaning the bath.
He actually bought
な
a
んかいろ
whiteboard.
いろと詮索してくると思ったら、そういう裏があったわけ？
How do you think you're going to be able to demand these two do any sort of work, my guy?
うん。歪みを正したかったら、まずどこがおかしいのか知らないといけないからね。今夜の話じゃ、2人とも1日に1時間ぐらいは使える時間があるみたいだし、3人で1つの台所を使ってるんだから、ローテンションを組んだ方がいいだろう。協力できるところは協力しないと。
Soujuuro was clearly proud of his attempt at making things better around here.
待って私はあなたを住まわせているだけで協力なんてする気はないって言ったでしょ
Well, this is more you're taking care of your own house, not helping him with stuff.
でも、夕食を用意するなら私の分もお願いと言いたいのなら、相互扶助は当然の義務だと思うんだ。あと3人で食費を集めれば、その分美味しいものが食べられるよ。
Soujuuro's words pierced Alice's heart. She knew she had asked him to make dinner for her on many occasions. It was a carefully planned attack designed to make her repent for her sins, and she knew it.
でもホワイトボードを用意することはないんじゃない？当番なんて
Yeah, we
今ま
don't
で
need a
立ち約束で
list,
決めてきたんだし。
Alice nodded her agreement. There was nothing less reliable in this world than a verbal promise. Even if they didn't say so, Soujuuro could tell by the look on their faces that they intended to skip out on whatever task they were assigned to do.
ダメだ。正しい生活を送るには正しい役割を把握しないと。こういう風に書いておけば後になっても忘れないだろう。
Oh, that's weird. Robin seems to have erased the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Aoko recoiled at this new development. She couldn't tell if Soujuuro was just being nice or if he was saying he wouldn't tolerate any slackers.
I'm thinking it's the latter.
He's in their house. He doesn't get to make demands.
なんてこと。証明文を書かせて責任の所在を明
I
らかに
can't
しよう
believe
だ
you're
なんて
letting him.
I
This
know.
is your house. Alice was absolutely terrified at the prospect of daily chores.
Well, yeah, she's basically an aristocrat, so.
誰がどこを担当するかはまた明日話し合おう。今の2人が大変なのは分かってるから、しばらくの間はこっちが多めに受け持つよ。
And with that, he left. The two girls left behind could only sit and stare, stunned at the shiny new whiteboard.
こういうのを飼い犬に手を噛まれるというのかしら。割と小酌な性格をしていたのね、彼。
This kid has no respect.
I guess he's not satisfied with the state the mansion is in.
あいつがそういうやつって知ってたわ。
That he was a pain in the ass?
But now it was too late. They'd already been caught in the trap. Just this morning, Aoko had received a portion of the salad Soujuuro prepared. She knew it would be wrong for her to veto the idea of them all helping each other out. The concept of dividing up specific chores made perfect sense to Aoko, after all. Even so, she wanted to be able to tip the ratio of chores in her favor, at least sometimes.
青子、あなた何を考えているか丸分かりよ。
Of course you do.
そうでしょうとも。間違いなく同じことを考えてたからね、私たち。
Right.
Aoko sighed as she grabbed the whiteboard. She was gonna hang it up in the kitchen so they could all see it. Alice was still staring at the whiteboard blankly.
せめて新しい項目が増えなければいいけど。
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
She would come to regret ever saying those words.
Oh. Ah, yep, it was a interlude. Ah, okay.
It was the Kumari one.
Oh, and we got some book in the middle of the shelf now.
Wait, what the... What the hell?
Oh, we unlocked something about ploys, so like, extra lore or something.
And then there's also chapter 8.5.
The Carnegie case.
Alrighty.
Okay, then.
No matter how busy one is, any person living with humans, within human means, is certain to have at least some free time. Before or after eating, for example. It's difficult to eliminate the time required to prepare a meal and the time after one finishes eating. This is particularly the case for those who do a lot of thinking. Since the body needs to use energy to digest after eating, there's less available for the brain to use.
ナイキはあれでしょ？ 2K の文字りでしょ？アテナの持ってる縦じゃなくて小さな勝利
Are
の
you
女神
buying
の方。
shoes or something?
陸上競技に勝つってイメージじゃない？
I'm not sure if Nike was named after Nike.
It was, yeah.
Was it?
After the goddess of victory, yep.
Why do they pronounce it different then? That's weird.
Wow.
Also, apparently, like, I've seen this happen several times. Apparently, British just pronounce it Nike.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I've seen several different British people.
Like
just
there's even a
pronounce it
mobile,
Nike.
like there's even a mobile game like Goddess of Victory Nikkei.
Well, yeah,
So,
but
I
I
think
didn't
that's
think that
the
was
Greek
related to
pronunciation.
the shoe brand.
Yeah. Yep, that was even a Jeopardy question before.
さすがブランド品とか大好きな
Oh
青
wait,
子
you
さん
can hear him
どうでも
too?
いい知識だけはそれなりっすね
Yeah.
The studious resident of the mansion was now taking refuge on the sofa, looking exhausted. Aoko was talking to the robin perched on the table.
Okay.
The bluebird flap. Is it a bluebird or a robin? Please make up your mind. Flapped its wings, doing its best to join in on the after-dinner conversation. Alice was reading in the sunroom. Discussion of how to deal with the encroaching enemy mage wouldn't start for at least another 30 minutes.
じゃあアディダスはもしかしてアディオスの文字リスか
Other one. Oh,
I'm
a
not-
play on Adios.
I don't think Adidas is supposed to be a play on Adios, no.
Probably not anyway.
あれは普通に名前じゃなかったっけ？ほら、グリム童話みたいに作った兄弟の名前がそのままブランド名になっちゃったのよ。
I asked the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
ブラザーグリムは童話を作ったわけじゃないわ。
Right, they just compiled fairy tales.
They haven't been a servant yet, that's weird. Like, we
Yeah.
got Anderson, and we got Shakespeare, but we don't have, like, the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, they're keeping that one in their back pocket, I guess.
埋もれていた口伝を収集して物語に仕立て直して丁寧に編纂した人たちよ。職人というより学者の類ね。
We don't have Aesop yet either.
Yeah.
まあ多少は詐欺師めいたところもあるけど
Yeah, selling people stories they were already telling, basically.
へえ。じゃあアンデルセンは？
Hey,
人魚姫
yeah.
とか親指姫とか超メジャーだけど。あと醜いアヒルの子。
自分裸の王様とかたまんないっす
Is the
し
Emperor's
い
New
感
Clothes
じですよ
Anderson's?
あのクリスタルキングに
Wait, what do you mean you have a lot in common? Because you're naked?
アンデルセンは学者というより作家でしょうね。
Oh, I just heard a funny story yesterday about Hans Christian Andersen. Apparently, he was a house guest with Charles Dickens for a while.
That doesn't surprise me.
He was kicked out for being completely obnoxious.
Who, Dickens or Anderson?
Anderson, because it was Dickens' house.
Oh.
So he got a bad review one time, and he just dramatically fell on the front lawn and like wailed for the whole neighborhood to hear. Just threw a childish fit on his lawn.
Yeah, I love that kind of weird history. Like,
So-
it's like Edison and Tesla being like, or no, it was Mark Twain and Tesla were like really good friends.
Yeah, they had like when they were experimenting with X-rays, they would literally like get high and shoot X-rays at their head.
Yeah.
彼の
Some
創作
weird
意欲
stuff.
は裕福層や大衆、平凡な幸福を得ている人々、果ては女性像への憤りから生まれたものだと言われている
He's not in
し、
Grand Order yet either. Where the hell's Mark
知
Twain?
的好奇心から筆を取ったのではなく、
I
感
fully
情を
expect it's
訴え
gonna
るた
end
め
up
に
being
筆を取った
a
人。
lady foreigner when it happens.
I mean, probably. Yeah.
あまりこういう説明はしたくないのだけれど、それぞれ分けて説明するなら、マザーグースは歌、ブラザーグリムは物語、
Like a
アンデルセンは
fable
偶
or
話
an
ね。
allegory.
ミツバチバッチはアニメっすね
Some of their stories are not. Wait.
Like the Disney?
No,
animated?
that's not possible. They
Oh,
hadn't
the
sta-
80s.
This is the 80s.
Oh no, they
But-
did like Sleeping Beauty and stuff by then, and I think Snow White was Brothers Grimm.
Oh, okay, maybe. But, like, not Anderson, though.
No, I don't think his had been animated yet.
Because, like, The Little Mermaid wasn't until the 90s.
Yeah, that was like 90. Oh,
No, it was definitely the 90s.
okay.
Because that was all, like, that was all the Disney Golden Age, or the Disney Renaissance, rather. Was like
It
The
started
Little
with Little
Mermaid,
Mermaid, I think.
Aladdin,
Lion
Lion
King.
King.
Yeah, they hadn't really gotten to some of those yet.
I think even up through, like, Hercules was still considered part of it.
I think so, yeah.
ところで青子さんアシックスの由来は何すか
The Dicky Bird.
Japanese sportswear name?
え？
Japanese
これは私も
sportswear
小学校の頃友達に聞いたものなんで真偽はわからないんだけど、アシックスって もともと3つの会社が合併してできた会社なのよ。で、3社の社長が集まると足が6本になるじゃない？だから足6。あくまで俗説だけどね。
Foot was Tabi, I think, right? Six, like in English? I think she said 6.
She did say sheiks. Yeah.
I don't know what brand they're talking about there.
God, me neither.
Yeah. Oh.
Alice had dropped her book on the floor of the sunroom and was biting her lip. She was clearly trying to feign calm and to breathe as if nothing had happened. She thought she was doing a convincing job of it, apart from the dropping her book thing.
あの子の笑いのツボもわかんないわね。
Yeah. She was about to laugh out loud at something?
Oh, come on, just be Yukiko. It's an endearing character trait.
それはどうすかね。あんまりにもつまんなかったから怒ってるのかもしれないっす。だってアリスさん、怒り浸透しても笑顔になるんすよ。自分たまに見るっす。アリスさんの日記を盗み見てると後ろでそういう顔してるっす。それ以上見ると死ぬわよって。でも勘弁してほしいっす。
Why are
見ち
you
ゃうもの
saying
は
that
見
out
ちゃうん
loud?
すよ。自分から素行調査を取ったらもう基礎本能しか残らない気もするっす。
So somebody did confirm, this bird is supposed to be Cockney.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it definitely is talking with some kind of weird accent in Japanese, too, but... Yeah. Huh.
Oh, my lord. Speaking of Yukiko, I've been watching something. I was over at my parents' house the other day, and my dad had something up on YouTube, some kind of like cooking video or something, I think. And like midway through, they just smash cut into like Yukiko falling over from like ingesting some form. It was from like the P4 anime or something. It was,
Oh
like, this
yeah,
smash
mysterious.
cut to, no, it was when they
X or
no, it was
something?
when they were in the Dojima house, like the Dojima house for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just smash cut to P4 for a second. I was like, oh, hi P4, how you doing?
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting to see you in a random cooking video.
Okay.
The Robin felt compelled to give a counter argument for some reason. Aoko let out a sigh. Even Alice sympathized with her over the difficult familiar.
Oh,
Tadaima.
Sojour's back.
お、今日は二人ともいるんだな。
It was at this time that Soujuuro returned. He
Right.
must have just gotten home from his part-time job.
Hence the door
おかえ
closing.
り、お疲れ様。
Aoko's warm welcome was quite the opposite from the faint response from the sunroom.
夕食は済ませてきたからいらないよ。じゃあ、夜のバイトに備えてちょっと寝てくれ。
What? You just got home!
Well, yeah, he's got to take a nap before he goes to work for the night.
Oh, jeez.
Soujuuro still gave Alice a wave as he left. The dull thud of something dropping was heard as he entered the hallway.
おーい、なんか落ちたわよ。
Aoko peeked out from the sofa to yell for Soujuuro.
ああ、ポケットに入れっぱなしだった。
Soujuuro calmly and naturally walked back to pick up what looked to be some kind of envelope. Perhaps it was instinct,
Yeah.
but the human eye was drawn to motion, even if it was something one had no personal interest
Is
in.
that his paycheck or something?
Aoko keenly followed Sojuro's hand with her eyes.
Ah, yep, just a bunch of cash.
A wad of cash! She had to restrain herself from shouting her thoughts out loud as she leaped up from the sofa. Mine!
どうした青崎？
どうしたって、その。
Aoko found it difficult to come up with a proper response to the pure, innocent eyes staring back at her. She was ashamed at how she jumped up at the enticing sight of so much money.
なんでもない。
Nothing.
そうよね。普通にアルバイトの給料日よね。にしても、結構もらってんのね、あんた。
We should be charging you more for rent.
Yeah.
There was an awkward pause before Soujuuro smiled and returned back to his room. Aoko sat back down on the sofa, still feeling a bit awkward. This was what set it all off. It began a series of events that the Robin would later name the Dosh Affair.
Wow. Alright.
It was the next day, and around the same time as the previous day's incident. Aoko was coming to pour some tea and relax when she heard Soujuuro and the Robin engaged in some kind of debate in the drawing room.
その人が言うには、人と会うたびに小さな親切を尽くしてあげるべきだと。そうして一日が終わったら、その親切が何をもたらしたか、よく噛み締めなさいって。たった一回の言葉だけの親切でも、相手にとっては大きな意味があるんだそうだ。それが思いもよらない幸福を運んでくる。
うは、だから自分にビーフジャーキーくれたっすか？でもそれ親切じゃなくて袖の下っていう伝統芸能じゃないっすかね。アンダーハート見え見えっす。
Soujuro's serious demeanor was more like a consultation or a proposal than it was idle chatter.
まあ、あいつが妙なのはいつものことか。
Aoko decided to ignore what was going on in the drawing room and head straight for the sunroom. There, she saw Soujuro's coat on the chair.
ちょっと宗十郎、コート置きっぱなしじゃない。今のコート掛けか自分の部屋に持って行って。
She stopped herself mid-sentence.
Left his paycheck in the pocket again.
She could see the same kind of envelope that Soujuuro had dropped on the ground yesterday inside his coat pocket. And it was even thicker than the one she saw the day before. She wouldn't allow herself to make a spectacle about it like she did yesterday. She reminded herself that she was a model student and student council president.
Right, yes.
さーて、紅茶紅茶っと。
Feigning disinterest, she leaned in on the conversation going on in the drawing room. Listened in, rather. Soujuuro was still in deep conversation with the Robin. Perhaps he hadn't heard her calls.
都会の孤独は万人に平等だ。一見して身勝手な暴力じみた押し着せの善意も長い目で見ればその人のためになる。
なるほど。親切の押し付けには一銭もかからないっすからね。ちゃんちゃん人助けするっすよ。
うん。ただより高いものはないって言うけどね。
どっちっすかこのシャバゾン。
Aoko was so intent on eavesdropping, she'd completely forgotten that she'd come to pour a cup of tea. There was no way she could ignore such a suspicious conversation.
こうも言うんだ。幸福になりたければ、初めは恨まれてもいいと。
But
やれ金を返せだの詐欺師だの言われても、いずれその人のためになると分かっていれば、心を鬼にできる。
in order to be happy, you have to be hated. This sounds like the same kind of backwards logic that made Shiro go on about having to shoot yourself in the head to be the best archer.
Some weird logic, I guess.
人に尽くしている喜び
I
が
guess he means don't
後
care
ろめ
about
た
what
さとか
others
帳消しにする
think.
らしい。
They might think you're selfish, but actually you're trying to help.
それ知ってるっす。でも微妙に違うような。
Aoko agreed with the Robin in this case. Soujuuro was referring to the words of a famous entrepreneur. If we want to find happiness, let's stop thinking about gratitude or ingratitude and give for the inner joy of giving. That was the actual quote.
Okay.
あるいはこうとも。貯金のある人はその富を温存するよりも会社がより豊かになるために使うべきだと。
I mean, you can't take it with you.
Oh, I mean,
それも知ってるっす。
you
でももう完全に違
should
う
still, you
よ
know,
うな。
have some for a rainy day, though. Like, if you keep spending everything as you get it, that's not going to help in the long run.
Aoko was becoming upset with how much she was agreeing with the Robin at this point. This was a quote from an even more famous entrepreneur. Surplus wealth is a sacred trust which its possessor is bound to administer in his lifetime for the good of the community.
Okay, that makes more
I.e.,
sense.
can't take it with you.
Right, but that's...
That was how that one
Yeah,
was supposed
but
to
you
go.
can still save it while you're alive. As long as you administer
信
it
じられる
properly.
のはお金だけなのかもしれない。だって奥さんも子供もずっと一緒にいてくれるわけじゃない。不幸な事故で先立たれることだってある。
That's
Yeah.
bleak, but yes.
I mean, sure. They could drown when the polar ice caps melt. Like, that's a
Yeah.
possibility too, my guy. Like...
でもお金は別だった。
Uh-huh.
お金で幸福は買えないけど、幸福はお金になる。今は人の親切と温かい布団があればそれでいいと、その人は言った。
Who is teaching him this stuff?
なんか無性にらしくないこと言ってるわね、あいつ。
Those words were a bit strange and worrisome. Aoko couldn't spend much time worrying about it. She didn't have the capacity to worry about anyone else right now. Her battle with the enemy mage was always lurking just beneath the surface.
どっちにしろ私には関係ないか。
Aoko shrugged it off and turned her attention away from the drawing room. She told herself that she would forget about all this commotion by tomorrow anyway.
Okay.
Meanwhile, tomorrow...
Right, tomorrow night.
ただいま。
Right, okay, he's come back from work.
Soujuuro was back from his job with a smile on his face again today. Work truly was its own reward.
Okay.
His mood was infectious, and Aoko smiled back while relaxing on the sofa.
はい、お疲れ様。休んでていいわよ。今日は昼からずっとバイトだったんでしょ？夕飯ならこれから作って何？
What? That was sudden.
Her smile suddenly turned frigid.
ん？どうした青崎？木の実の冗談を聞いた時みたいな顔して。
どうしたじゃない！いい加減黙っていられなくなった。いいから、そのポケッ
How
トのもん出
stuffed
し
is
な
your
さい。
pocket right now?
Soujuuro reached in and pulled out the contents of his pockets without knowing why he was being scolded. He placed the now all too familiar brown envelope on the table.
Okay.
It was far too thick to be any normal envelope. It was bright, enticing, almost magical. There was nothing else it could have been other than a stack of cash.
まあ、これはどうしたの？
Are you just saving your excess money in an envelope?
Alice innocently asked Soujuuro.
I think that's all the money you have left after rent or something?
She was a bit dazzled at the sight, but there was no mistaking it for an illusion.
バイト代だよ。
Uh-huh.
そう。それはいいことだわ。明日はごちそうね。
Excellent. Looks like you're buying us dinner. The two remained calm despite the abnormally large wad of cash before them. That being said, the one with the most common sense in the house finally had to speak up.
んなわけないでしょ。ちょっと総十郎、そこに正座。どういうことか説明なさい。
Explain where this money is coming from right now.
I'm selling drugs.
Yeah. Well, at least you're being honest now.
She knew more than anyone else how serious this was.
説明って何をだ？
決まってるでしょ。この札束の正体よ。
From my part-time job.
あんた今何やってんの？
He's
どう考えて
selling
も
his
まっとう
body
な
for
職種とは
cash,
思
you
えないんですけど。
まっ
It could be
とうだぞ。
It's totally
この
legal.
新しいバイトは少なくとも法には触れていないと聞いた。ちゃんとやれば危ない
If
目
you
に
do
も
it
合わない。
properly.
The new job I got is at least not illegal, unlike my other jobs, which are all very illegal.
コンビニエンスストアより割がいいし、俺でも簡単にできるという。
Uh-huh. It is suspicious that you're getting paid so much for an easy job, though.
Are you a stripper?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Aoko was just about dizzy with rage by this point. At least not illegal. That's like when an obviously drunk person tries to contend that they are indeed quite the contrary.
正気に戻れ。 日ごとお金が倍々に増えていくバイトなんてあるわけないでしょ。
You keep coming home with more and more. That's not normal, Soujuuro.
I'm not your drunk.
いいから仕事の内容を言いなさい。内容を。
How is he being scammed if he's the one walking away with the money?
Somehow you're being scammed, even though your money is multiplying.
Are you sure he's not scamming people?
Soujuuro kept his mouth shut.
Hmm.
He didn't seem to be too threatened by Aoko's reprimands.
ダメだ。いくら青崎でも教えられない。
Uh,
あんまり人に話すことでもない。でも安心してくれ。分類的にはちょっとした人助けと言えるだろう。あと、紹介してくれた人とは一度しか会ってないし、支払いは常に現金だ。
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this here envelope full of medicine and you're gonna put it in that shoe locker over there.
Yes.
この田舎バカ、その文脈からして怪しすぎるんだっていうの。
He is a bumpkin, but yes. Hmm.
Aoko stamped her foot in frustration. But who could blame her after hearing the standard lines for a scam? It's a new job, the pay is good and anyone can do it, and I'm not supposed to talk about it.
And you're paid in cash, and you only met the guy once.
Despite all of that, Soujuuro was still refusing to spill the beans. They hadn't known each other for that long, but Aoko was well aware of Soujuro's personality. Steadfast explained him well. Once he made a decision, nothing could make him change his mind about it. At times like this, it was near impossible to get him to talk.
厄介な。
Aoko backed off, realizing it would be a challenge to get him to say anything at this point. Soujuuro couldn't figure out what was upsetting her.
なんで青崎は怒ってるんだ？
Aoko decided to give up on getting anything useful out of him.
そんなうまい話はないからよ。アリスもそう思うでしょ。
Yeah.
そうね。青子の言いたいことはわからないけど、しずきくんはもっとやるべきだと思う。
I think you should get more jobs.
Yes.
And so Alice contributed absolutely nothing useful.
Aoko's... She's not taking this conversation well.
Aoko collapsed onto the
青
sofa.
崎、
いいわよもう。よくわかんない理由で話す気ないんでしょ、宗十郎は。考えてみれば、あんたなんてただの同居人なわけだし、私があれこれ文句言う筋合いはなかったわ。
Try not to die, get stabbed in an alleyway, you know.
Just know, if you get arrested, we're not bailing you out. I'm not sure you can even do that in Japan anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if they have bail.
No, you'll just get tried and found guilty.
Yeah.
95% conviction rate.
Yay.
Aoko shooed Shoju.
Soujuuro. Yeah.
Aoko sued Soujuuro. Away with her hand. Unfortunately, she wasn't going to be able to sit there and stew like she wanted to. Soup, maybe, but not stew. She couldn't just ignore this problem like Alice.
あいつはどう見ても騙されてるし、最終的にとばっちり食らうのは私だし。
Aoko, I really do not see your logic where he's being scammed when he has giant piles of cash.
Yeah, I guess it's like a you have money now, but then I'm gonna take that and more from you later kind of thing.
She needed to be bold and make him quit his new job immediately. It was what a true friend would do.
I see.
And it was also her duty as the student council president. However, Aoko started to think otherwise. Morals and a clear conscience were important, sure. But for a student living solely off their parents' generosity, that kind of money was hard to pass up.
そうね。最終的に辞めさせるのは絶対にしても、これまで稼いだお金を捨てるのはもったいないし。仕方ない。ここは絡めてでいくか。
The wicked, scheming student council president sank deeper into the sofa. Her ability to play things by ear and her miserly nature were both her strongest and weakest points. The next day, noon.
Oh.
Aoko waited until her roommates were gone, then picked up the phone in the foyer.
もしもし、飛び丸？宗十郎がこんなことになってるんだけど、あんた心当たりない？
Hey, Tobimaru.
Yeah. My minion.
Soujuuro has a suspicious amount of cash. What's he up to?
Yeah.
Is he doing illegal things? The sound of the first train leaving the station could be heard far off in the distance.
Uh-huh.
This was that time of morning when the town was deciding if it felt like waking up or not.
Does the town ever just decide not to wake up?
Yes, sometimes the alarm goes off and it rolls over and just turns it off and doesn't bother to set a snooze.
And nobody went to work that day.
Correct. And nobody ate dinner that night. Tobimaru Tsukiji was having a walk down the city streets at sunrise, enjoying the fresh, crisp morning air.
本当、街ってのは人間がいないだけで綺麗なもんだ。
Uh-huh.
The crowds had become a common complaint of Tobimaru's. To him, the tacky, over-decorated street corners were the embodiments of human desire. At this time of day, the streets were nothing like the circus tents of activity they usually were. The main street was completely empty. It was like a lonely, tranquil morning after a festival.